So if you have one property, and we could talk about this in real estate, that'd be the same analogy. If I have one rental home, okay, rather than an entire apartment complex or an entire freaking whatever you call those things, mobile home park, whatever, right? On one instance, I got one rental potential. On this instance, if I have this 100-unit apartment complex, I got 100 potential opportunities. Now, when it's said to constantly keep making lead gen sites, even if one site doesn't work, I should keep making them in the same niche I am shooting for and just try to get into other towns and cities, right? No need to give up on the niche. I imagine it takes more time to look for another niche. Not that I'm not going to try for another niche. So listen, I don't care. To me, I always give the analogy of, well, I worked at Foot Locker, hence my sweatsuit game and my shoe game is been like that for a while, at least in my humble opinion. So I worked at Foot Locker, and the analogy to me is always, if I worked at Foot Locker and someone comes in and I got one shoe on the shelf, look at my great shoe, and that shoe gets sold, okay, there you go, and now I have no shoes on the shelf to sell. Like, I'm not going to make that much money for a Foot Locker at that point. So my analogy for you guys is, like, with lead gen properties, you want to have a lot of shoes on the shelf, a lot of products to be able to sell, because you're capped in income by the amount of lead gen properties you have. So if you have one property, and we could talk about this in real estate, that'd be the same analogy. If I have one rental home, okay, rather than an entire apartment complex or an entire freaking whatever you call those things, mobile home park, whatever, right? On one instance, I got one rental potential. On this instance, if I have this 100-unit apartment complex, I got 100 potential opportunities. Now, when I buy a 100-unit apartment complex, my risk is much greater. No risk, no reward. So again, we come back to the same mentality of, like, many of us dip our toes in the water. You see many, like, I'm a real estate, like people say, I'm a real estate investor. Oh, cool. Real estate investor. Cool. How many properties you got? Well, I got one rental home. You're not a real estate investor. You just have one rental home, right? It's the same thing is true with what we do here. You want to be a player in this game. You want to make a real income in this game. Dude, you got to have a lot of rental homes for rent, okay? You have to. And so whether it's in the same niche, whether it's in other niches, I don't really care. We already know that what we do works. You don't maybe know that yet because you just got started. I've been doing this for 10 years, okay? You can look through the group and see all the success that comes through this. Another thing that happens, when you build your first, and then your second, and then your third, your fourth, your fifth, your sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10, dude, all those experiences, you going through the due diligence again, you looking at the niche, you looking at the competitors, all you're doing is getting smarter. So back to real estate, let's just say, there's a lot of real estate people in this group, so this will probably vibe. Dude, you can't just look at your first apartment complex and be like, dude, I'm going to buy this thing and I'm going to kill it. Like, you don't know what you don't know. I bought my mobile home park. I learned so much by the experience of just buying it. Right? I learned what to do, what not to do. And I'm sure on my next one I buy, I'm going to learn what not to do and what not to do again, because that's how you learn any new skill set, any new business. So, and the same thing is true here. I want you guys to hit like 10 of these things going ASAP, because now we got 10 rental homes that we can actually rent out and make a real income, not some bullshit $700 a month. No one's going to get rich. No one's going to make a living. No one's going to quit their job off of that, right? So if I got 10 of those and I can make you $7,000 a month, now we got a fighting chance that you can walk away from your current job or whatever you're doing, right? Now we can actually look at some real income potential. Number two, now you understand the market a lot more. Hey, this one I got into, man, that was my first one. I totally screwed it up. It had a bad roof, had a leaky faucet. It was on a septic tank. All this shit you didn't know the first time around because you had to go through the experience, okay? So I want you guys moving at a faster speed and understanding that, listen, you ain't going to do this thing one at a time. You can't, okay? It's going to go too slow. When it goes too slow, you don't get any momentum. When you don't get any momentum, guess what you do? You go looking for the next bullshit. The next shiny object. You know what, Dan? I'm just gonna go get into XYZ business because I'm not making it. I got 2 of these going in the last year, and I'm making $1,500 a month. But man, I need to make $15,000 a month. I'm like, dude, seriously? You see what I'm saying? So this is true, and this is a common mistake that I see in this group. and I see from entrepreneurs is they never get themselves into a momentum state. And so, if you don't get yourself into momentum, you never feel like you're actually in a real business, to be honest with you. You just feel like, imagine if you're a pest control guy and like you bought this truck and then you had like 6 pest control clients a month and you're making like $1,200 and you're like, dude, I can't do this. I got to go pick up a second job. Yeah, because you didn't get enough momentum for this first thing that you're doing to actually work. And so the only way you're going to do that is by getting potentially more shoes on the shelf, more real estate out there, and giving yourself more opportunity to go out there and get more income. You have to give yourself a shot at the opportunity, okay? We already know the opportunity works. It's what you do with it, okay?